What is up, Sexy Beast? Crazy Rabbit here, and today we're going to be doing another top 5, and I want to start doing more top 5s. I kind of at least want to do 2 a week. I feel like that would be a pretty good number. And today we're going to be doing the top 5 best pistols to have on around 50, so let's go ahead and get this shit started. So it's similar to the top 5 best LMGs. We're going to have to use one pistol from each game to sort of make it fair, because as we know, guns nowadays are a little bit more stronger than they used to be. Alright, so coming in at number 5 is going to be the M1911 from Doris, and when you upgrade to the C3000 Biatches. Now this is a pretty decent gun. I remember back in the day when we actually upgraded this, we thought it was like the greatest thing ever. I remember everyone always used to just say, hey, keep your M1911, when you upgrade it, it turns into like this awesome weapon, you can shoot explosives. And looking back on it now, it really wasn't the greatest weapon to have, especially since you didn't have PhD flopper, its fire rate wasn't that fast, so it was very dangerous to use, and it was really kind of like beneath the ray gun in terms of like how good it was, but at the time it still was a very interesting weapon, and it was actually pretty powerful. Now when you actually want to go to high rounds, this weapon isn't that good. It's really not going to do that much on round 50, but compared to the other choices in World at War, this one is definitely going to be the winner. So that's why I put it at number 5. So taking the number 4 spot is going to be the Rimington New Model Army. So I really do love this weapon. I like how it's like sort of an old western sort of themed weapon, and it really does match the whole setting of Buried really well. This weapon is just awesome when it comes to like animation, like the animation for pulling it out, reloading and everything. It's just absolutely sweet. You feel like a cowboy, and not like the cowboy from Brokeback Mountain, but more like the Clint Eastwood type of cowboy. Now on round 50, this weapon's going to take a couple shots, but you will eventually start to be able to take out some zombies, and especially if you have Vulture Aid, that and this weapon makes for a very good combination. All you have to do with this weapon is sort of get the zombies in one straight line, just aim for that head. This weapon's got a really fast fire rate and reload speed. You're going to be able to take out, I would say, at least a horde or two as long as you're aiming for the head and you actually get all those bullets in those faces. So this weapon is actually pretty powerful for a pistol, and is definitely actually just one of my favorite weapons in zombies. I just kind of love everything about it, but unfortunately you can only have it in Buried, so if you try to put it in the fridge and then take it out in a different map, you're just going to get the Python, which is still a pretty good weapon, but it's just not the Remington. Alright, and taking the number 3 spot is going to be the Executioner. So I love the Executioner. It's definitely one of my favorite pistols, and it's a great weapon. When I had to go to round 50 on Nuketown, this was the weapon that I had. This was the weapon that basically carried me to round 50. Well, this and the Ray Gun Mark II, but this was the weapon I was mainly running out with. Now, unfortunately, it kind of does lag your game out every now and then when you use it on a high round. I started to notice that it was lagging my game pretty bad, like around the 40s, and then when I tried to use it like on the 50s, I could really tell that my game was starting to lag. Now, of course, this is just console limitations, but I just decided to tell you guys this just so that way you guys actually know. If you ever do try to go to high rounds with this weapon, be careful. But it's still a very good weapon, and you're going to be able to kill some zombies on round 50. As long as you're aiming for the head or hell even chest, just get up close and personal with these zombies, and you're going to be able to take them out pretty quick with this weapon. It's definitely a great weapon to have if you're going for far rounds, and especially on Nuketown, which really doesn't have a wonder weapon besides the Ray Gun Mark II, get this weapon and the Mark II, and you're going to be set. So I really do wish they would actually bring this weapon back. I would love to actually just see them bring back a lot of powerful weapons and put them all into one map. Maybe with Black Ops 4, hintity hint, which probably won't happen, but I can dream. Alright, and taking the number 2 spot is going to be a 3-way tie because basically all these weapons are the exact same. It's going to be Mustang Sally, Death and Taxes, and the Meat Wagon. Now these 3 weapons are basically all the same when it comes to like damage and everything else. The only thing that really changes is kind of the looks, but when it comes to like what these things can actually do, they're the exact same, and that's why I decided to do a 3-way tie for this position. Now these weapons are actually going to be pretty good on round 50, as long as you can sort of get all the zombies rounded up and kind of unload everything you have into that horde. You're going to be able to take out, I would say, at least a train or 2 of 24 zombies, which is really good. Now this is where the Black Ops 1 Mustang and Sally sort of does have an advantage because you do have PhD flopper, which means you can kind of just use these weapons whenever you really want, while with the Black Ops 3 weapons, you kind of have to wait until you're far enough away from the zombies, or unless you have that Gobblegum, which negates explosive damage, but the Gobblegum's kind of a pain in the ass to get, and it's really not even worth it in my opinion. But still, these weapons definitely do deserve to be on this list because they are pretty powerful, and I would definitely say these are a little bit above the Ray Gun in terms of overall strength. Now, the Ray Gun might be able to catch up just because it carries so much ammo, but when it comes to overall effectiveness, these weapons definitely do deserve to be on this list, and I would like to see more weapons similar to this in the future, more explosive pistols or something like that, or more just pistols that we upgrade into badass weapons in general. I really do like in zombies how when we have like a shitty weapon to begin with and then we upgrade it and it just turns into like the greatest weapon ever. I like weapons like that, and I kind of wish they would continue doing stuff like that. Maybe change up the starting pistol every now and then. I know in like a custom zombie map there's a starting pistol, it's like when you actually upgrade it, it turns into like a fucking laser beam. Like Shark with frickin' laser beams attached to their frickin' heads. Something similar to that, so I would definitely like to see them continue doing stuff like this to where we just upgrade shitty weapons into badasses. Alright, and taking the number 1 spot is going to be the Boom Hilda. Did you guys even have to guess? Like, the Boom Hilda is on a whole nother level of badassery than these weapons. So like I said earlier, I love crappy weapons to when you upgrade it, they turn into badasses, and this is a prime example. When you actually upgrade the Mauser into the Boom Hilda, it turns into a really good weapon that can kill zombies on a pretty high round. On round 50, you're able to take out zombies pretty quick as long as you're aiming for the head. You can take out panzers very quick. You can take out spooky, scary ghosts with this weapon. You can take out your neighbor Tim. Fucking Tim, you dick. You can take out really almost anything with this weapon because it's just a very, very powerful weapon. All you really have to do is just aim for the head or hell, even the body, and this weapon's still going to be able to take them out fairly quick. I would honestly kind of compare it to the unupgraded Ray Gun Mark II. Not the upgraded one, but the unupgraded one. That's kind of where I'd put this in terms of strength. Now that might not be 100% true, but that's just kind of where I feel like it belongs. So like in the future Treyarch games, I hope we actually get to pick which starting pistol we actually get to start off with, because 9 times out of 10, this is probably going to be the weapon I want to go into the game with, just so I can hold it and then pack punch it, and then you have like a pocket wonder weapon at your disposal. So I'm very curious to know, did you guys agree with this list? And if not, let me know your top 5 in the comments, and what is just your favorite pistol in general. So if you guys could, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. Peace!